Hello from China, Hangzhou, China, and my apartment here in Hangzhou. So today I'm giving you a little inside look into what's going on here. This is my apartment slash service apartment slash hotel in Hangzhou, and we're based here. This is like the home base, and so I go all over the country and come back to here before when the gigs are, when I'm off, when I have time off. So I just wanted to show you that, and I'm going to show you around the building. So this is just daily life out here. We're going to Starbucks now to get a coffee and begin the boring work of editing video and stuff like that. You know, this whole thing has become such a normal part of life, YouTube, that I think every musician is like dealing with it. Sorry, I forgot my card here. It's all by card. Now, yeah, this is the building. This is the view outside of this side. It's really a downtown area. You know, you can see off in the horizon is more residential areas. And for this apartment, I'm paying $600 a month, included 2 times a week service. You know, the people come here and clean, change the sheets, you know, all the, like a hotel basically. $600 for this area is nothing. I am on the 29th floor, but obviously my friends here in China say, oh my God, that's so much money. You know, it's expensive for China. Not everybody in China, obviously, but I guess it's on the expensive side. So we're going to the second floor. The second floor, I made my way through the mall and to the coffee shop because I don't like walking outside. It's so hot. It's so unbelievably hot. It's like Vegas, basically, if you want to have an idea of how hot it is. It's like Vegas in the summertime. Unbelievable. So there's so many malls in this area. You can just walk through the mall and end up on the other side of the street, even, you know, on the next block. So that being the case, as we're walking, I just want to show you that the subject of today, homogenous society or individualistic society. The mall is the center of a lot of activities, even car buying. Car buying in the mall is very popular. Now, as I walk around, I want you to see something, if you notice something. Beautiful. That car right there is amazing. That's my buddy Alvin's car. Oops, sorry. My buddy Alvin has this car. I think it's $100,000 actually. Oh, she's doing live streaming. Live streaming about the cars. This is going on in China, man. They're selling a lot of things online like that and live streaming. That is huge here. Huge. I can't tell you how I feel that we are so far behind with the whole live streaming situation. Hi, what's your name? 您叫什么名字？
他叫陈婉宇。
他叫
陈婉宇。
陈婉宇 and you？
刘梦迪。
刘梦迪，ciao. Bye. So funny. They love to be on video, and then when you get them, they act shy. So cute, man. Chinese girls, that's so cute. So you know, the other day I was walking in the park, and I was on this I was on the stairs, actually on these stairs, a little above the main walkway of the park, so I could kind of had like an overview of the whole crowd. I mean, there were so many people, right? The crowd was just, I mean, the park was absolutely crowded. So I suddenly realized, you know, as I'm looking, I had to stop. I had to stop in amazement, because what I saw was so cathartic, because it made me realize I saw a sea of black hair. Black hair, black hair, black hair, black hair. Right? Everywhere, black hair. And it made me realize this really is a homogenous society, meaning that there's not a lot of mixture of other races. There's not such thing as a race. We are the human race, and there's only one race. But let's say other people from other countries, it's not common. You know, it's a very uncommon thing to have mixed children and stuff like that. So what happens when you have this, as opposed to our society in the West? In the West, everyone is very mixed, especially in the United States. The United States is built on immigration, basically. And we have people from all over the world, and there's many different color hair and different color skin and everything. So you see everyone, you know, I can shoot anywhere here, and you're gonna see the same thing. Black hair, everybody looks the same. Now, what that also does is it makes it difficult for people, I think, to stand out. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were telling me that in reality, people in China, they don't want to stand out. They don't want to stand out. They don't want to be different. As opposed to us, we are very individualistic. We want to stand out. We want to be different. And in fact, we're told all the time, you know, be different. Have your own voice. Do this, you know, that way. And in China, they don't want that. What happens with that? To a musician, to any kind of artist, I think that that's a trap. That's a bad thing. Imagine if we thought that way. We wouldn't have any Buddy Rich, we wouldn't have any Bill Stewart, we would just be all sounding the same. And that's what happens with all the young players that I've seen here. I mean, after seeing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of players here, you know, I'm quite shocked again at the amount of young people playing drums. Of course, like I said before, that it's not going to last. They turn 15 and their parents force them to quit drums, you know. That's just the way it is. So they'll never be professional drummers. They're just doing it for their, you know, childhood or whatever. But anyway, they all sound the same, right? It's a trap for any kind of artist to be in this kind of society. Now, outside of being an artist, what's better? A homogenous society or an individualistic society? And I've come to the conclusion that certain things are better in a homogenous society. Like the ability of China to have reformed itself economically in such a relatively short period of time, from the utter poverty they were in to, in the last 50 years, to have this incredibly, you know, you saw the view from my apartment. I mean, there's so many great things that they have accomplished here. It's uncanny in this short period of time. Could you do that in an individualistic society where everybody thinks they have to be the boss and be in charge and you know, I don't know. I don't even know what's better anymore. Like, should you have a different president every 4 years, or just keep one the whole time? Well, we all know very well that, you know, this is a very touchy subject, and I mean, personally, I don't think it matters who's the president. It's just, as we know, run by some individuals behind the scenes. Whatever, I don't want to get into that, but hi. People always very friendly. They see you filming and right away they want to be in it. It's so funny. So, as it relates to drumming, those are my feelings. The chops these kids had, you know, all sounded the same, which in turn made me even believe more, made my thoughts about chops even more pronounced, which is that chops means nothing if it doesn't contribute to the music. And most of the time, people don't know where to use them or how to use them, and they just use things that are just numerical combinations of voices with no rhythm, absolutely no rhythm, just like these kids were doing. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, you know. So, do you tend to feel overwhelmed in a society like this with over 1 billion people, what, 1.5 billion people, when there are so many drummers everywhere, but very little professional drummers actually, and very little to no artists actually? I don't see any artists, you know. I see a few friends of mine that are really lifers, you know, here, and they are really, it's a different story. But compared to other places, you know, there's no individual voice or artistry that tells me that this situation makes a difference for music. It may make a difference for other things in life. It may make a difference for other things in life, but not in art. I truly believe that to stand out in art, you really have to have your own voice. Nobody wants to play with a copy of Buddy, or a copy of Dave, or a copy of whoever. Copy of me. Nobody, they just call me, you know. And even if you have the same information as I do, for example, you're not going to play the same way as I do, because it's just a whole other thing, you know. Even like the same as any great player, you know, you can copy certain players that others you just can't. And that's where this whole mindset comes in. So that said, it's a lot of food for thought here, because it kind of makes you think about the direction you want to take your art, you know, and the value of taking the risk of following that direction, because it is a risk. Do you want to be do you want to be on the pony ride, on the fake pony ride? Be a part of the circus? Or you want to be on the real train, the bullet train? You know what I'm saying? All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this. We are at Starbucks now. Time to get to work and edit this video. All right, peace out. Hi friends, I'm here to tell you about an exciting new program I have on my lesson site. It's called the Elite Program. In this program, you're going to be working with me very, very closely while I guide you through the entire site. The Elite Program, why do I call it that? Because I'm searching for the most dedicated people to study this material. If you want to be a professional drummer, you're going to have to change your life. You're going to have to put drums ahead of everything. And I'm here to make sure that decision is something that's going to benefit your life in the most positive way it can. Some websites have guest artists that come in and show you some stuff for about an hour and then they leave and you never hear from them again. You're stuck with the guys on the site that may or may not have much experience at all. In this program, you're going to be working with me directly. 3 hours a day for an entire week online, okay? We're going to be having conference online, video conference, 3 hours a day for a week. In this week, I'm going to guide you through everything, prepare you. I'm going to watch you play. I'm going to watch you practice. We're going to work together on things in the moment, okay, which is very important. Now, why the price, you may ask? Well, an online video session with me usually costs $270 for 2 hours. A private lesson with me in New York costs $100 an hour. A lot of guys charge a lot more than $100, maybe $200, $300 an hour. My price is $100 an hour. I think that's fair. So if you take that many hours with me, okay, 7 times 3, that's 21, that's $2,100. The price of the course is $1,900. So you're already saving $400 by doing it this way. $400 savings. Plus, you have the full year membership to the site with email support, Skype support, and everything else. This unique study situation has been brought about by the technology we enjoy today. Before, you would have had to travel to New York, hang out with me, come to my house, you know, have all those expenses of going to New York, which many guys have done. But now we can do things in a much more, let's say, efficient basis, more economical, and a way that you can be constantly in touch, not only having me in New York there while you're there. Okay, so this is, I think, an amazing opportunity to study. I've taught at some of the best drumming institutions in the world. That's not something that everybody can say. And I have all that knowledge right here waiting for you. If you're serious about your drumming, the lesson site is there. And I'm there as well, ready to make sure you get the most out of the drumming experience and having drums in your life. Okay? I hope you will check out the Elite program. The most innovative curriculum there is comes from having the experience from teaching all over the world, drummers at every level from the highest drumming cultures on the planet. What you're going to need to participate is a way to interact with me online. You need to have a drum set up with your camera, your phone, or whatever. It has to sound halfway decent, and a good Wi-Fi connection so we have uninterrupted streaming. Now, as far as the price goes, if you use PayPal, you can break up the payments. PayPal offers you a variety of ways you can pay. You can use your credit card, and if you don't have access to those things, just write me and we'll figure out a way. But this is a very important program and I think you're gonna love it. It's not a common opportunity to study drums, so I hope you'll take it and make the best of it. All right, folks, see you on the Elite program. Peace.